So, what exactly is the Sedona Method? I first came across the Sedona Method through Rhonda Byrne's new book, The Greatest Secret. She talked about welcoming unpleasant feelings, and then she said they would just dissipate. And I kind of thought, oh, cool, great, let's try that. And I tried it, and sometimes it would work, but more often than not, I just found the feelings would get bigger. It just wasn't really working for me. I thought, I've got to understand how to do this. So I did a bit of digging around. So the late Lester Levinson actually created the Sedona Method, and his friend Hale Dwalskin has actually written a book called the Sedona Method, and he goes around teaching about the Sedona Method. To illustrate how the Sedona Method works, he gets everybody to hold a pen. Imagine the pen is your unpleasant feeling, whatever it is. It can be like your work, it can be a relationship, something that's causing an unpleasant feeling. So if you hold that pen tightly, it will become a bit uncomfortable after a while, but then you'll become familiar with it. And it's like we hold on to our unpleasant feelings, but actually, is that pen you? No, it's not, is it? It's separate. Now, if you try and resist the pen, okay, this is my little version of this, try and push that pen away, you can't, can you? The only way you can get rid of that pen is actually by letting go. The only way you can get rid of unpleasant feelings is by letting go. It seems so simple. The thing I love about the Sedona Method is that you don't have to go delving and digging into your past and sort of dissecting things. I think we try and make things complicated. If it's too easy, we sort of brush it off and think, oh, well, that's not going to work. Far too simple. You know, too good to be true. No, it's not. It's not too good to be true. It works. Try it and let me know. And just to back up how good the Sedona Method actually is, State University of New York and Harvard University collaborated, yes, I did say Harvard, collaborated in a research study where they did some experiments, and they concluded the Sedona Method is an outstanding technique for its simplicity and efficiency. Have I sold it to you yet? Now, the other exciting thing about the Sedona Method is the knock-on effect. Because when you've actually got all these negative feelings and you release them, you let them go, they're gone, what you'll be left with is nothing, nothingness. It's in nothingness that you'll discover your true self. Happiness and bliss will begin to bubble up from within you. But that is for another video. Now, back to the Sedona Method. So within the Sedona Method, there are actually 5 different techniques you can use. I'm going to show you 2 of them within this video, the ones that have worked for me. Okay, so here we go. So sit somewhere comfortably. You can have your eyes open or closed. It's completely up to you. But you need to make sure that you're doing this from your heart rather than your mind. A good way to open your heart is actually just opening your arms out like this. This is something that Hale talks about, and I found this really helpful. So now what you want to do is think about any issue that's causing you unpleasant feelings or discomfort, and just welcome that issue. It could be an attachment, it could be an aversion to something, and allow the feeling that comes with that to be there in this moment. Allow it to be there, and allow all the thoughts, anything associated with that feeling, just to come up. Just allow everything just to be as it is in this moment. Then you ask yourself one of 3 questions, and it doesn't matter what the answer is, but just ask yourself, could I let this feeling go? Could I allow this feeling to be here? Could I welcome this feeling? No matter what your answers are, then ask yourself, would I? In other words, am I willing to let it go? And then ask yourself, when? When would I let this feeling go? This is an invitation to just let this feeling go now. You might find it easy to let go, but you might have to go through the steps again, and that's fine. Remember, the decision to let go is your decision, and you can make that decision at any time. I found this particularly helpful with an attachment that I had in my life. So the first time I did this, I thought, oh, okay. And it did feel like I'd let go, but it was like an onion with more layers to it. I had to keep just letting go. So anytime thoughts would come up into my mind, then I would go through that process. Could I let this feeling go? Would I? And then when? And then I would just let go. And honestly, it took me probably about 3 days for an attachment that I'd been struggling with for quite some time. It just disappeared. And actually what you'll find is when the feeling goes, the thoughts go with it. Because according to Dr. David Hawkins, they kind of work together, feelings and thoughts. When you let go of a feeling, the associated thoughts will disappear as well. And we can have thousands of thoughts associated with just one feeling. And that's why this method is a repeated technique, because you'll find you just keep releasing and just keep letting go, and then it's gone. And you'll find also that the feeling, the negative feeling, feeling will never come back as strong as the first time you let go. So there's another technique called the 5th way, which I guess is because it's the 5th technique. Now, the first 4 techniques are all about letting go. The 5th technique is more to do with self-inquiry, and I found this really, really powerful. I've actually taken the wording of this particular technique from somebody called David Elsie. He's actually trained in the Sedona Method. He's also a best-selling author in emotional well-being and awakening consciousness. Okay, so here we go. So sit somewhere comfortably. You can have your eyes open or closed. It's completely up to you. Again, make sure that you're responding with your heart. So sort of open your arms out if that helps. Think about something that you want to feel better about. Bring that thing to your mind. Whatever that thing is, can you just allow all the feelings associated with that thing to just be there? All the associated thoughts, images in your mind, associated physical sensations. Just allow that feeling just to be there. Just allow it, welcome it. Can you also allow any feelings of wanting that thing to change, of wanting to control it? Can you allow that wanting to change to just be there? Can you also allow that feeling of holding on to it, of keeping that thing close to you? Can you allow that to be there too? And now can you allow the aversion to these feelings to be there, of wanting to be free of it, wanting it to go away? Can you just allow that to be there? Can you notice how this story or this issue has contributed to a sense of who you are, of your identity? Are you able to be open to the possibility that your totality is greater than this issue? That this is not the totality of who you are? That you are not this? Are you able to see that you are aware of this, but that you are not this, that you're conscious of this, you are separate from it, that this is not you, that you are awareness, that you are consciousness? Would you be able to allow yourself to rest as this, as awareness, in which all issues rise and fall, come and go, appear and disappear? So that's the 5th way. The Sedona Method is very clever because it's so simple. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. And please comment below because I'd love to hear some feedback. Take care. Bye.